Hello, everyone. Just getting phone set in here. It feels like it's finally summer. And because it's almost summer, I feel that it is time for a summer card. So I have here tonight kind of very bright, cheerful card. And it's using the new Sunny Splash stamp set. And this is one that I kind of designed using all of the in colors in the catalog. If you guys know me, I really love bright colors. And the colors this year that are part of the in color collection are kind of my favorite. I think that they mix really well together. So the one that I just designed here is using the Tranquil Tide Blue with the I like find it in the catalog here with the. You'd think that I would have all my colors memorized since I love them so much. With the sweet sorbet as the reddish tone, and I've kind of stamped a few other of these ones using the really bright fluorescent green and different things like that. So love that green. But the color I'm going to use tonight is the Orchard Oasis, which is kind of the lighter purple color in the catalog. And then I have the coordinating matte dots for the 2022 to 2024 in colors. And you can see here all the green is gone. That's because the in-person class that I just had loved those colors. So sorry, there isn't that color to show tonight. But I think this is like a card that it's really quick and easy to put together because it just, like all the colors meld together. So it doesn't really matter. You can use your favorite colors. And because the paper is bright and cheerful, it makes the card bright and cheerful. So as I mentioned, I used the Sunny Splash stamp set. It's kind of this collection of, I don't want to say vintage swimsuits, but to me they're a little bit vintage and fun. So what I had done first is I have a piece of the Tranquil blue cardstock, and I have my sorry, I guess it's not, that is, oh, sorry, I keep saying Tranquil. There was an old color, Tahitian Tide. Sorry, Tahitian Tide, wrong color. And I'm just going to make kind of my own designer series paper. I'm going to move this up a little bit by stamping my swimsuits on here. Now I did find, oh, I got a bit of an itch, so I'm going to try one more time. Now I did find, I kind of like didn't do these in a straight line. I tried to stagger them. And the rationale for that was that then I didn't have to be as picky about being in a straight line. Just kind of keep going, kind of alternating these two patterns of swimsuits. I'm always I should have done this one on the left-hand side first so I don't run my hand through the wet ink. But such is life. Now, it really doesn't matter if my lines or my attempt at making my lines alternate are perfect, because as you can see, I have my sentiment in the middle, and that kind of hides any imperfections. Okay, so I've stamped that. So again, correcting all my colors here, Tahitian Tide onto Tahitian Tide blue paper. Then I had used my decorative white, I guess it's not a circle punch, decorative, but they're calling it a decorative circle in the catalog, kind of a wavy edge, kind of almost wave-like. And now you're gonna notice I'm gonna cover up that swimsuit totally in the center there, but I'm not worried about that. I used it mostly just as a guide to make sure that I was trying to stay a little bit straight. I'm gonna stamp I'm going to stamp this in that parakeet green. So this one that I did in the sample here, I just used the sweet sorbet and then the Tahitian tide. But the one I'm going to show you now, I'm going to kind of use 3 colors. So I'm going to use the parakeet, going to kind of throw the parakeet party in there as well, just to show you how all the colors just blend so beautifully. So I'm stamping Hello Sunshine on it. Now I kind of feel like this is a card that is very easily made into a birthday card. And the reason for that is, you know, lots of summer birthdays, stamping Hello Sunshine on that, I think lends itself on the out. So stamping Hello Sunshine on the outside lends it well to I guess stamp this with red previously. I have a little bit of red coming through. I'm just going to stamp it again. Stamping a happy birthday on the inside, right? Summer birthdays, beach parties. We just got a hot tub, so I'm kind of feeling the summer swimsuit vibes. We'd kind of talked about it amidst COVID, and then kind of bit the bullet after our kids were spending oodles of hours at our neighbors playing in their hot tub. So now I'm just like fussy cutting this little swimsuit. So I'm trying to leave kind of a uniform, oh, sorry, here, I guess you can't see me cutting it. Uniform white border around the swimsuit. There was no die set that came with this stamp set. So just like carefully cutting it out. I'm leaving about probably less than 1/8 of an inch of white around. I do find sometimes if you kind of cut a little bit, you can always take more off. It's hard to put it back on. So maybe I was a little bit closer as I went on, so I can just kind of go back and trim a few extra places. So it's completely cut out, and that's what I stamped in the parakeet party, which is, as I just said, my new favorite shade of green. Okay. So now to quickly assemble this card. So I have my blue cardstock. I'm going to flip that over and pop some dimensionals on the back there. Give it a little bit of pop. Then I'm going to look at my ribbon. You can see I've used a lot of hot sweet sorbet color. Might be time to reorder. But these are the metallic ribbons. And as you can see, they all coordinate beautifully. And it's more of like a personal preference of what I want it to be. So now this one, I'm actually going to continue on. I'm going to coordinate it with my Orchard Oasis. Now that's the color of my background there, just because I want to tie that in as well. So I'm going to take my Hello Sunshine. This is my ribbon trick. Put a couple of strips of adhesive on the back. And then I'm going to take my ribbon, stick it along, go across, loop, and then across and loop again. And that gives you that really, it makes it look super fancy from the front, right? Like it makes it look like you really coordinated and thought that out. And meanwhile, it was so easy. So I think I'm going to actually just, and the nice thing too, when you're doing this with the adhesive this way, is it's really easy to adjust. So if I want that loop, one loop on the bottom, one loop on the top like that, just like a matter of picking up the ribbon, fiddling with it, and going back. Now I've kind of decided my loops are a little bit big. Sometimes a little bit less is more. So I'm just going to I'm so too busy chatting. Trim there, trim there. And again, now I'm going to pop that on. Okay, so I'm going to put some dimensionals on the back. Pop that on. I mean, I kind of tilt it a little bit off to the side like that. It's because, you know, sunshine's not straight up and down, right? It's fun in the sun, a little bit, hopefully not too wild, but a little wild. So I'm going to put my Hello Sunshine there. I'm going to take and I'm going to put a little dot of glue on the top part because that part is already lifted. It's going to be resting on top of the decorative circle. So it's already a little bit elevated. And then I'm going to put a dimensional on the bottom of the swimsuit so that everything ends up being the same height. Okay. Dot time. So these ones are kind of ombre color. Can we see? Sometimes kind of there's some color variation there. I really like these light ones. So as you can see, like I kind of wish that I had a few little green dots to like throw into this too and totally jazz it up. But since that is not an option today because I'm totally out, I think that the purple is going to coordinate fabulously. This one's tiny. It's getting away with me. I should have out my take your pick tool, but just a second. I am going to win, little dot. There we go. Hello, sunshine, bright, cheerful. And I don't have a white sheet of paper here with mine, but I usually include a white piece of paper for the inside. So very kind of bright, cheerful card, whether you're using one coordinating color, or sorry, two coordinating brights colors, or in this one, 3. I kind of like the 3 with maybe a few extra little green dots. But anyways, hopefully you like this card and are equally as inspired by the summer cheer